Hello guys, today's topic is imperfect market. This is an economics topic which grade 12 learn, even grade 11 learn. So this is imperfect market. We're gonna explain the dynamics of imperfect market. We're gonna stick there and explain that topic today. So I've explained perfect market before. So if you want that one, if you wanna know about perfect market, you can check down below the description, which I've written dynamics of the perfect market, and there's a link there. You can click there and watch that video. But this one is about imperfect market. It's talking about imperfect market, all the monopolies and oligopoly. So yeah, it's talking about that. So without wasting any time, I'm going to start with the key concepts, which is term and definition. I'm gonna start with term and definition. So guys, it's very important that you listen and know the terms. Artificial monopoly. The barriers to entry are not economic in nature but are caused by other factors. For example, a patent. This is the legal right to a holder to exclusively manufacture a product. Cartel. A group of producers whose goal is to form a collective monopoly in order to fix prices and limit supply and competition. Collusion, an arrangement between businesses with the aim to limiting competition between them by fixing prices. Imperfect market, when the market price is not pure reflection of the scarcity. Legal monopoly based on laws preventing other companies from competing. Monopolistic competition, a market structure with many buyers and sellers where entry is relatively easy but the product is differentiated. Monopoly, market structure where only one seller, producer operates. Entry is blocked and the product has no substitute. Natural monopoly, high development costs prevent others from entering the market. A single business can serve the whole market at a lower price due to economics of scale. Non-homogeneous, manufacture different variations of their products in order to make it difficult for other companies to copy that specific product. Oligopoly, a market structure where only a few sellers operate. Entry is difficult and products can be differentiated and standardized. Price leadership, a situation where one firm fixes a price and the others accept it as the market price. So those are the key concepts. So now we can go to the real thing now, to the real explanations now. So guys, listen carefully. Monopolies. A monopoly exists when there is one seller of a good or a service for which there is no close substitute. When there is one seller, if you don't know monopoly, I can make an example like Eskom, because Eskom is the only one the only company that supplies electricity, no other companies. So that's called a monopoly. If you don't know, there's only one seller that supplies a certain thing. It's a monopoly. It does not have a competition most of the time. Characteristics of monopoly. There is only one seller of the products. As I've told you, Eskom is the only one seller of electricity. So it's monopoly. There are barriers to entry. These are caused by patents and other forms of intellectual property rights, control over resources, government regulation, and increasing costs. So those are other things that make a company to be a monopoly like Eskom are government regulations. The monopolistic is regarded as a price maker since it is able to influence the market price through changing the quantity it supplies to the market. So a monopoly, for example, people who sell oil, they are monopoly here in Saudi Arabia, where they sell oil. They can come as a group and something like that and make a meeting and just say we're increasing the prices and there's nothing we're gonna do about it. So they are a monopoly. There are no close substitution. The product cannot be easily replaced. Consumers have no choice in price and quality of the product. They have no choice. For example, you have no choice but to buy electricity, unless maybe you have you can buy solar panel, which is very, very expensive. But you have no choice but to buy electricity from Eskom. Even though they increase the prices, you have no choice, unless you wanna live with no electricity. There is no competition. One business in the market will control the supply of goods and services. Monopolies can be classified as two main groups due to the barriers that exist. Natural monopolies, high development cost, prevent others from entering the market, and therefore government supplies the product. Electricity in South Africa, that's an example, is provided by the government enterprise, ESCOM. As I made an example, it costs billions of rands to build and maintain power stations, and therefore there are no other suppliers. As you see, there's an example. It's straightforward. Artificial monopolies. Here, the barriers to entry are not economic in nature. An example of the barriers is a patent. A patent is a legal exclusive right to manufacture a product. Like Daniel Land System manufacture Caspice. So yeah, there's a patent there. For example, the patent to manufacture cigarettes. No, you can't just wake up tomorrow and say I'm gonna manufacture cigarettes. Yeah, you have to get a patent, things like that. That's artificial monopoly. Here, the barriers in entry are not economical. But in natural monopoly, there's high development cost. I need you not to forget that one. Even though you're writing an exam, you need to remember that natural monopoly is about high development cost, but artificial is about government regulations, where you need to get some patent or license to do something. The demand curve for monopolistics is under perfect competition. Individual producers faces horizontal demand curve, DMRAR. Since it is a price taker, those are the demand curve. And usually the demand curve for monopolies, they do not appear most of the time on exam, but yeah, you need to know them. Since the monopolist, the marginal revenue curve of the monopolist, since the monopolist faces downward sloping demand curve, it's a marginal revenue curve. Its demand curve are not the same curve as is the case with an individual producer under perfect market. Under perfect market, the individual producer is price taker and can sell any quantity at the price at the market price, and therefore faces a horizontal demand curve, which is also its marginal revenue curve. The demand curve for monopolist, with the downward sloping, implies that if it wishes to increase its sales by an additional unit, it must decrease the price of the product. The lower price applies to all its customers, and its marginal revenue, that is the amount by which the total revenue increases. If it sells an additional unit, will therefore be less than the price. So that's it. That's all. I won't stick too much on this one. I'm gonna go to the ones I'm here for. So all the drawings and other things, you can check them on the textbook. I won't do them. I'll do them later. If I'm making a part 2, I'll do them. I'll make sure I'll do them. I'll do the drawings for you guys if you don't know the drawings. But the drawings are there in the textbook if you want to know the drawings. And if you're curious about the drawings, they are there on your textbooks. But because some of the learners don't have textbooks, I'm gonna make a plan to make drawings for you on part 2 when I explain even more further, and even I'm gonna explain in different terms. Oligopolies. So now we are going to oligopolies now. An oligopoly exists when a small number of large companies are able to influence the supply of the product and service to a market. By controlling the supply of the product or service on the market, oligopolies aim to keep the prices and profits high. This is an example of oligopolies. Like oil companies are one of the best examples of an oligopoly. That's the best example of an oligopoly. Especially type of this market form is a duopoly. An industry with only 2 producers is a duopoly. That's an industry with only two producers. So an oligopoly, as we know, and we make an example about oil companies. For example, oil companies, let me make an example with a close one. Petrol companies. When petrol companies can come as one and just say, okay, let's increase the price, or one petrol company just say, let me just say I'm gonna increase the prices. Some may follow the other oil companies, or even decrease the price. They might follow them, because obviously if someone decreases the price It's like I'm selling chocolate bars. Let me go to another topic. I'm selling chocolate bars. It's only 14 rand, and then I decrease the price to 10 rand. Many people are going to come to me. If you are still selling at 14 rand, many people are going to come to me. They won't come to you unless there's something wrong. But many people will come to me because I'm selling at a lower price. You are selling the same chocolate, but I am selling at a lower price. So if you are selling the chocolate at 14 rand and you are still there, you might be forced to also decrease the price to 10 rand so that things will be level and people will also come to you. So the more you decrease the price, the more other companies follow. Sometimes the more you increase the price, other companies follow to gain more profit. Characteristics of oligopolies. There is a limited competition. Only a few suppliers manufacture the same product. Products may be homogeneous or differentiated. I've already explained homogeneous on the terms and definition. If you don't know, go back to the video and see the definition of homogeneous. This market is characterized by mutual dependence. The decision of the one company will influence, as I've said, the decision of one company will influence and will be influenced by the decisions of other companies, as I've told you about the pricing thing. Oligopolies can frequently change their prices in order to increase their market share. However, this can result in the price war. Extensive use is made in non-price measures to increase market share. For example, advertising, affect efficient service or product differentiation. So, some of the things we use if we are oligopoly, we end up saying, okay, let's not compete with price, let's compete with quality. If I'm selling high quality, even though it's expensive, people will buy it. It's like that. Even you, when you go to the mall, you want quality clothes, things like that. You don't want clothes that are not quality. So even though it's priced high, I'm gonna make an example about the brands like Nike. Even though the price is high, you buy because you know it's quality. So I'm going to another one. Kinked demand curve for oligopolies. Most of you know what is kinked demand. One theory devised by an American economist, Paul Swayze, can be used to determine the oligopolist demand curve. An oligopolist faced a kinked demand curve. This demand curve consists of two sections. The top section, the section that relates to high prices in a very elastic slope. The bottom section, the section that relates to lower price, is very inelastic, and demand is not sensitive to a price change. As you can see here, there's 10 rand. So you need to keep the price there. When you decrease the price, other companies will follow. They will be forced to follow, obviously, because they also want sales. Sometimes when you decrease the price, you may find yourself in a difficult situation where you do not make any profit. So I won't make an example about what is oligopoly. I might stick to kinked demand on the next topic, but right now I'm talking about oligopoly. But there is kinked demand, and there's how you draw the kinked demand. So yeah. Non-price competition. Oligopoly firms are reluctant to change their price because a price war will drive down and profits will be eliminated. As I've said before, they make use of non-price measures to attract customers. Now they use quality. They see okay, let's use quality to attract customers and increase their market share. And an important aspect of non-price competition is to build brand loyalty. What is brand loyalty? For example, it's like a SIM card. For example, let's say you are a fan of a Vodacom, you will stick to Vodacom most of the time. Even though you take a new SIM card, you will take Vodacom. Even though you hear that the rivalries, MTN increase decrease the price of the data and things like that. But if you are loyal, you stay on Vodacom. Product recognition, product differentiation. This is done by means of advertising and marketing. As a result of oligopoly, firms tend to spend substantial amount of money on this. Other forms of non-price competition include extended shopping business hours, doing business over the internet, after-sales service, offering additional service, loyalty, rewards for customers, door-to-door deliveries. Loyalty rewards for customers is the one that do income in businesses like ShopRite. They give you points. So now we are going to collusion. Collusion takes place when rival firms cooperate by raising prices and by restricting production in order to maximize their profits. When there is a formal agreement between firms to collude, it is called a cartel, as I've explained in the terms and definitions. A cartel is a group of producers whose goal is to form a collective monopoly in order to fix prices and limit supply and competition. So you come together, as I've told you. The same thing they do with oil companies. They just sometimes, most time, not even most of the time, every time they come together and say, okay, let's decrease the supply of oil, then the prices will increase the price, then the price increase obviously because the supply is low. They just do that. They come together. So in general, cartels are economically unstable because there is a great incentive for members not to stick to the agreement, to cheat by cutting prices illegally and to sell more than quotas set by the cartel. Although there is an incentive to collude, there is also an incentive to compete. This has caused many cartels to be unsuccessful in the long term. So we are done with the cartel. So now you understand the collusion. Some of the collusion, some well-known cartels are Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, which is OPEC. Some of you know them, but most of you don't know them, obviously, because most of you live in a bubble, so you don't know anything outside the world. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. So now we are going to monopolistic competition. Characteristics of monopolistic competition. The products are differentiated. Products are similar but not identical. They are similar in that they satisfy the same need of the consumer. They may be differentiated by packaging, by the product is the same, e.g. sugar and salt. So how is the product the same? But products are similar but not identical. They are not identical but they are the same, things like that. So how? I'm making an example with brands again. We have Colgate, we have Sensodyne. Both of them satisfy the same need. They wash our teeth. So, but yeah, they are different brands. That's what we talk about when we talk about monopolistic competition. They both compete on the same thing, same level, but there's Colgate and there's Sensodyne. I don't yet know the difference, but yeah. But some people have preferences. They use Sensodyne, some use Colgate. Differentiated products create opportunities to non-price competition, like advertising. When they advertise, maybe for example Sensodyne, they say, okay, Sensodyne 99% can clean you 99% of teeth or make your teeth to be super white, things like that, and there's proof. Yeah, that's advertising. Monopolistic competition displays a hybrid structure. It is a combination of competition and a monopoly. There are many sellers. This indicates the elements of competition. Entry into the market is very, very easy. You can make your own Colgate and not your own Colgate, your own brand that we're gonna use to brush our teeth, and name it other name, then say and advertise it and say maybe it makes your yellow teeth to be white, and you're gonna buy if my teeth is yellow and I see that I've been using other brands and they don't work, I'm gonna try yours, obviously. So that's monopolistic competition as I've made. So anytime that you talk about monopolistic competition or you see a word monopolistic competition, just remember the word Colgate and Sensodyne. That will solve all your problems. You will remember that the products are differentiated and products are similar but not identical. They are similar but not identical. They're similar in that they satisfy the same need. That's their goal. Non-price competition. Differentiated products create opportunities for non-price competition. Factors relating to the product's uniqueness. Advertising campaigns and further product differentiation are powerful forms of non-price competition. The greater the product differentiation, the less price elastic the demand for products will be. Large sums of money are spent on research, development, and advertising to build a loyal consumer group. They are spent on research and other things to build a loyal consumer group. So that's oligopoly and monopolistic competition and things like that. So there's oligopoly, there's monopoly. I've explained oligopoly, monopoly, and monopolistic competition. So I'm gonna go to the one which is comparison of monopolistic competition with perfect market. I won't stick that much there. Both firms are make normal profit in the long run. Therefore is no difference in the long run between the perfect market and the monopolistic market as far as profit is concerned. The equilibrium price is higher than in a perfect market. The consumer therefore pays less in the perfect market and more in the monopolistic market. The monopolistic competitor does not produce the minimum of the LAC, whereas the perfect competitor does. He is less efficient. So guys, if you want a different explanation of this topic, you can comment down below. I have tons of notes that I've written down, tons of things that I've written down. I have a different explanation, trust me. There's a different explanation. I will give you a different one. If you want a different explanation, just tell me that you want a different explanation. I will make a part 2. I'll definitely make a part 2 so that you guys understand everything. When you go to the exam, you don't need even to study. You know what is monopoly, you know what is oligopoly. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and check out another video which is about perfect market, dynamics of perfect market, down in the description, which is very important for you guys to know. Check out that video, it's very important guys. So subscribe and like the video and share the video. Peace.